All right, now I'm recording.
Two.
Wonderful.
We're going live.
All right.
Oh, only 8 minutes late. Only 8 minutes late, but that's okay. That is okay. Here we go. Got the theme tune. I've even got the theme tune ready. That's how ready I am. Here we go.
That's very good.
Yes, hello and welcome to the We Only Do One Take podcast. It's the only podcast on earth that is a complete shit show. I am Turch, and with me is my co-host, the CEO of the number one podcast, the man that is always unfashionably late, but also my beer score matching buddy. It's Kieran. How are you
Thank
today?
You very much. Two things, Turch, that you need to learn about a CEO is a CEO will always turn up to a meeting late, and it's a power play.
It's a power play.
It's a power play.
This isn't a meeting. This is a
because
we're not
the
doing
CEO
we're doing
the CEO is always a very busy person.
I can tell.
Who
you know what? It's fine.
By
you
the
can
way,
be busy. You just have to be on time for our loyal, loving viewers. That's the important people in this equation.
Oh, that is the important people, and that's why we have a margin of error. Now, Church, it's very exciting that we went beer tasting last week.
Well, I was going to say, the first thing we should say why we aren't in the same room, despite the fact that COVID restrictions are over. Kieran,
hang on. I'll tell the story because I feel like you're going to warp the truth.
I'm not going to warp anything. I'm just going to say exactly what happened.
Yes.
Yesterday we decided no, we were all too tired. And I said, come over the Tuesday. Well, I had a bunch of stuff to do on Monday, so come over Tuesday. All good. And then I get a message at 7:45. We were meant to start off here at 8:30. We were going to start.
Well, I said I was going to be at your house.
You said you're going to be there at 8, and at 7:40
I could have still made it for the 8. I could have made it for the 8:30.
And at 7:45, I get a message saying, "Hey, I just finished personal training. Do you want me to come over, or do you want me to just go on Zoom here or whatever it is?" And I'm like, "Look, let's just chill. Let's just do a nice, comfortable meeting like we've done like this before. All good." And then, despite all that, I thought, great, I can settle this up. I can message out. So on Facebook, on Twitter, I've messaged people out to make sure that people know that we're live. You know, put it in everyone's diary just in case any of the other podcast mates want to jump on with us. I think Kebmo was trying to message me before, and I've just missed his message. And then
Kembo, hello.
And then you've come late. Despite the fact I did all this work to organise things, but that's okay. You're here now, and that is
we're here.
The important part.
We're here, and we're doing the podcast, which is great. Now, Church, before you rudely interrupted me, and I think I've told you about we don't admit to guilt on this podcast.
That's right. So I never interrupted you.
Yeah, that very good. Well done.
I don't interrupt. I just cut you off. That's a very clear difference.
Some say that you know how to manage me. I listened to Alex Jones on Joe Rogan's podcast.
Oh.
Fuck me. That is just brilliant. I understand why you like Alex Jones, because I was just like this.
He's the madman of podcasting. I don't know how he does it, but every time I watch him, he gets more and more insane. And actually, I think this one was more subdued than the previous one, the one he did with Joey Diaz and Joe Rogan. That was insane. That was like a 3.5 hour, like a 4.5 hour marathon. And he got.
I've got to go back and listen to that.
That's the one to listen to. The one with Joey Diaz and Joe Rogan and Alex Jones. That's definitely the one. That's the winner one for me, anyway.
But anyway, we did a beer tasting.
We
did a beer tasting last week, and we did it separately, and we scored the beers separately. And I was very impressed that you, young grasshopper, were able to score We were apart from one, we were exactly the same, and the one that we were different, 0.5.
Yeah, it was very
of a
minimal difference. I think the when thinking back at the scoring, while we liked like the what do you call it, the darker beers, because the day was so fresh and so like it was a light, relaxing day. It was daytime, it was like afternoon. The lighter beers got the higher scores. So I think we need to do this.
Yes, they.
I think we need to do this test again.
We do need to do the test again. And I think what we should do is we should select some beers. You select some beers, I select some beers.
Yeah.
And we do a blind tasting together.
Well, we can do it at Phillip Island. It's very easy.
Right. And if our podcast viewers want to do it with us, we'll tell you what beers to get and taste with us. And I think it will be a very good scientific experiment.
Or maybe we can get a whole bunch of other podcasters on and we can do that. We can have a big drink off. That'd be pretty fun.
That sounds the drink off. The drink off special.
Drink off special. That'll be coming up. That's something I've got to really I've got to work on. I've got to schedule everybody in for that one there with all the various time zones that we have across the world.
No, we can do it at 2 a.m. It doesn't bother me. Now, Church, I have a rant.
Go for it, buddy, because I've got some stuff I want to get off my chest too.
I have a rant. Let me put it this way, Church. If I was to help you move house, right, would you buy me a lunch to help you in the middle of the moving?
I think, yeah. I hate asking people, like, I didn't ask anyone to move in here, but I didn't really have much to bring over. I just did it myself. But if I got a bunch of blokes to come over and help me move, I absolutely would be like, yep, I'm putting on some pizza. I've got an esky full of beers. Maybe a bottle of whiskey would come out. Once we move the whiskey into the house, it's all. That's it.
We're done. You're done. Everything else can matter. Well, okay. Let me paint the picture. I helped my sister move her house, and it was very good. Her partner's named is Bart. Also rhymes with fart, which is my 2-year-old brain is like this. That is hilarious.
Bart, dart, sart, eart.
And it was fantastic because my sister was nowhere in sight.
Yeah.
Right? And my father was also nowhere in sight. It was the most peaceful move ever. Now, Bart was because my sister was working, so Bart was being micromanaged via text. How many boxes have you moved? You must have done 3 trips by now.
Did you have a van or a truck or what? Did you have something like that to move everything?
Well, this was the trailer day. The truck was coming, but because they've sort of lived together, but they had separate stuff at different places. So anyway, this was just stuff going in the trailer, 10-minute trip down the road.
Yeah. Okay.
Right, simple. Now, we had done one move.
That's good.
And then it was about lunchtime. So we didn't start till about 11. Right?
That's fair.
Maybe 10:30, 11, after a bit of chit-chat. Anyway, so that was fine. And then it was lunchtime. And he bought me lunch, and that was fine. It was perfect. It was great. Wonderful. No issue there. My sister turns up at 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
And starts barking orders.
Yeah, that's women. The trick is...
Now, I turn around to her.
With you, Kieran, I just, 1, interrupt them, and 2, ignore them. That's a very simple thing to trick with women.
And I turn around to her and go, we've had a very peaceful day today. We've had a very peaceful day.
This is what I like to call poking the beehive. This is you with a giant stick going, hey, bees, don't annoy us, please. That's what you've just done. Poking the bear too.
And I've said, we've been very successful. We've had a calm day. We've been able to move furniture. And no one has been telling us how to do it. We have managed to do quite a number of trips without being told by you or anyone else how to do it. Mm-hmm. So if you're going to bark orders, I'm leaving.
The only thing is,
now my sister
was she doing any heavy lifting?
No, because she actually sprained her ankle.
Were you doing any heavy lifting?
we were in the process of heavy lifting and she said use a trolley, which we had thought about using the trolley, but then the mechanics of this piece of furniture we were moving, we didn't need to use. It was easy to just pick it up and put it on the trailer.
That's fine. I'm just saying, what I'm getting at more than anything else is, were you doing actual manual labour? And she was, or you were not doing manual labour and she was, and that's why she was barking on. I think these little minute details are the important part. Because if you I'm going to bring in the box of towels or tea towels, I would also be yelling at you to say, mate, you are a big, strong man. I know you've been doing personal training. That's why you came late to the show. You should probably.
I'm not going to lie. I did get bogged down in chit chat.
Yeah.
And then also didn't take my phone with me, and then was like, oh shit, running late.
Yeah.
Story of my life. But the point, I'm not at the rant point yet. So anyway, she's barking orders, and I've told her to bugger off, right? We've been doing this without her just fine.
Yeah.
3:30 comes by now. Now, my mum has been roped in and is cleaning the old house because it was a rental. Yep. You know, because it's got to be ship-shaped, and she's been cleaning it. And we get back, and it's about 3:30. And I go to my sister, where's the platter?
Sweet, no. You just had lunch, buddy.
No, lunch was at 12.
Yeah.
So I go, well, where's the afternoon tea? Where's the platter? Why is there no platter?
Because she was moving shit.
I have come over here, giving up my time, my valuable time to help you move. Mum's helped her, is helping clean the bathroom, which is, keep me away from that. Where is the platter? That's what I wanted to know. I told her you could go up to the shop and get some platter stuff. I thought very disrespectful that there was no afternoon tea platter.
I think they bought you lunch. What did you have for lunch?
Oh, I had grilled.
Oh, that's a good meal. They may underpay their workers, but they make a good burger. Slave labour built the pyramid, so it's a trade-off for what you can get for how much you invest. But I think they got your lunch. Dinner's probably the next thing. A cup of coffee, cup of tea, maybe water, a couple of bickies, maybe if you could. Weren't you expecting like a full charcuterie board at 3:00?
I was expecting some kind of sandwiches, maybe chips, cut up apple, bananas. Where is the platter? That's what I want to know.
They were busy moving house.
No, she wasn't busy. She was not busy moving. She was not.
What do you mean?
She had the job that I wanted to do, which was to do nothing.
But it's her house. They swindled you. You got swindled. See, sometimes you've got to come to the guy who is the finance person that understands how to swindle people. And what happened to you? Out of all this experience you've had with your entrepreneurship and understanding psychology, this and that, the one thing you haven't learned, and that's what you should be learning from me, Kieran, the younger, swindlier type character, is how to understand when you, the person that is Kieran, has been swindled. And in this case here, you have been swindled. You couldn't weasel your way out of it like the weasel, but you did definitely get a swindled. And I'm very happy that you did, but I'm also disappointed. And that is the best mood I can be in.
I'm just saying that there should have been some kind of afternoon tea. And the fact that there was no afternoon tea, it was very disappointing.
Look, you know what? You can come over on the weekend. It is my birthday this weekend. Very exciting.
I do know that.
I do have a story about that. We're coming up for the rant. But you come over and have some whiskey with me, and there will be at least 2 types of cake. And I think that's pretty sorted. That's pretty sorted for you.
It absolutely is. It's bloody brilliant.
Well, do you want to hear my rant?
Absolutely.
Are you ready for this? So, we do the grocery shop on the Sunday, get everything ready for the week. And I'm like, you know what? It's my birthday coming up. I want to have beers in the fridge for the week. Mm-hmm. I'm going to go to the Bottle-O. Easy. It's on the way through to the shopping centre. Quick dip into Liquorland and have a good time buying some beer. I go in there, and the shop's already pretty busy. All good. No worries at all. But a guy in front of me is has a trolley. He's pushing the trolley around with his other friend. I'm like, that's okay, I understand. The trolley's a little bit full, but you could probably fit 2 slabs of beer in there. Where you bring the trolley, too many. Just put a trolley, easy. No worries. Anyway, they get in front of, Liquorland's usually smaller, like a bottle-o for Americans is where they sell alcohol in Australia. Bottle-o. Anyway, in front of the beer fridge, the cool beer fridge, I figure I'll get the cool one because that way I can put it straight into the car, straight into the fridge at home, and by dinner I can already have an early birthday beer. In front of the beer fridge, we're all walking towards, and a gentleman walks out with a slab of beer, and a kind bloke leaves the door open for us. I'm like, how good's this? He's got a slab of beer in hand, and he's still opening the door. What a gentleman. And I see there's 2 guys with the trolley about to walk in, and I thought, I'll just follow them in. Easy. And then they stop, not only in front of the door, but blocking the guy with the slab of beer. So he's now stuck, holding the door, can't move, and they've blocked the door so I can't even get in to the beer fridge. And this is when I was like, fuck it. I said, sorry, fellas, get out of the way. You've got to move. And they're like, oh, I'm sorry. And they finally move out of the way. And the guy's just like, thank you. He's holding a slab of beer. Anyway, that was part 1. This is part 2. I get my slab of beer.
Part 2?
The third part as well. I get my slab of beer.
Now, I know this slab of beer, right, because you're so small, is probably the equivalent of me trying to hold 100 kilos.
Oh, yeah, it's a massive slab of beer. It's the biggest slab of beer you can buy for your birthday. Mountain Goat.
I mean, if you turn it vertically, it's the same size as you.
It basically is, and that's because they lay each can on top of each other. Nonetheless, I get my slab of beer, Mountain Goat. It's on special, down from 65 to 50. Can't go wrong for a slab of Mountain Goat. Pull it out, waiting in line, easy. And the woman goes in front of me, goes, hey, I would like these 2 bottles of vodka, Mishka vodka. I don't know if you know anything about Mishka vodka, but it is...
Nothing.
It is the bottom.
Okay.
It's the worst, cheapest maybe.
So it's not premium. We're talking it's like yellow or pink.
No, it's clear, but
Goon.
It is,
we're talking about Goon.
But it is like...
No, but yellow and pink isn't that like the cheapo champagne?
That's
or something?
champagne, yes. Sorry.
Yes.
It is the Goon level of wine to the Smirnoff or like a Grey Goose to its Mishka. Terrible, very harsh. Wouldn't drink it. Only if I'm super drunk, and even then I'd probably throw up at that stage of
of drinking. Yeah.
And the lady goes, I want 2 bottles. I'm like, oh, she's having a great night. The woman behind the counter has to go unlock the cabinet because now they've blocked everything off for COVID and stuff. Pulls the 2 bottles down, brings it to the counter, and the woman behind the counter goes, just to let you know, they're both the same bottle. They're both Mishkas, but this is the older version of the bottle, and this is the new one. I just pulled one out of the new, box that we got. And for you'd be like, oh yeah, just a different label. Same, who cares? All good. And the lady was just like, oh, I guess that's okay. I'm like, lady, what the hell are you... I'm standing there with a slab of beer, and she's complaining that the bottles don't look the same. Like, how... In 3 shots of that, you're not going to know the fucking difference. And you're here complaining to this lady who's obviously being annoyed by this whole situation. Anyway, she finally...
Why would anyone want to work in customer service?
I don't know. So Jess was waiting in the shop for me, and she was like, "Do you want the trolley for the slab of beer?" And I go, "No, that's all right. You just wait out the front because it was getting busy in there. You might as well just stay out there." All good. So she pushes the trolley out, and then she tells me this part of the story. So while I was waiting in line, I saw it happening. She went to walk out of the shop, and as she's walking out with the trolley, a gentleman in one of those electric scooter cars, You
mean like a gopher?
Yeah, I guess so, but like, what? Either old people drive them or really fat people drive, like the Rascals.
Yeah. Do you know I used to drive my grandmother's one around the nursing village? And it had 2 speeds. It had turtle and rabbit.
That's great. That's great.
I'm not kidding. And rabbit was still pretty slow.
Oh yeah. Well, anyway, this
And
gentleman.
I'm not kidding.
This gentleman was
I
definitely
caused
rabbiting.
a lot of mischief at that retirement village because I would drive around that and you would hear like, that's Jane Thorpe's gopher. Who is that young man riding that?
Yeah, you know what's great about that? You were like 23, 24 when you were doing it.
I was 18.
So,
thank
like
you.
you said, yeah, there you go. Do you have the same amount of skill driving go-karts as you do getting on and off of golf buggies? Is it the same type of experience across the board? Because if it is, then I definitely want to see you ride a rascal when you're older. Nonetheless, this old gentleman was driving into the bottle with one of those things and cut.
Now the
stopped in
bottle
front of
doesn't
Jess.
have a lot of room for these.
Say that again, sorry?
They don't have a lot of room for these gophers.
No, that's right. So
you
Jess
just sort of
Jess was getting out.
drive in.
Yeah. So Jess was getting out of the shop. Like, that's what you do. It's like a train. Like, you wait for the people to come off.
You let the people get out,
and that's it.
and then you go in.
Perfect. Jess was trying to get out, and this guy stopped in front of Jess, like about this far away. Like, a couple of inches away. And Jess was just like, what am I supposed to do? I can't get out unless you move. And he went, oh, and reversed his rascal and got angry at Jess. So in this span of 5 minutes or 10 minutes, however we long at the bottle, 3 things, and all related to lack of situational awareness and etiquette, were just blatantly crossed out. So I think COVID, with this whole thing, one of the worst things it's done is shown people that they don't know how to act in public. And I don't understand. How do you lose so much of your mental capacity of people interaction skills in such a short period of time when you were technically still allowed to go out and pick up alcohol?
It is quite disappointing.
But the good news is
you're in the right.
The good thank you. The good news is that's what my rant is. Like all that sort of stuff, very, very frustrating. But
See,
the
I want to know.
The good news is, finally, after all this time, my COVID mask has arrived.
Oh, congratulations! You can leave the house.
I can leave the house. I'm going to show you. I'm very proud of it. Very proud of it. Very proud of my COVID mask here. Here we go. Okay, so we are. Yeah, I don't know if this is actually legal to wear this one, but
well, you got holes in the nose.
I do know that it is a mask, and
it is
covering my face, and it is difficult to see. I'll give you that.
Church, you look 10 times better. Wear that at your wedding.
No. It's a fucking sauna in here, though.
Yeah.
This one here will definitely be coming to Phillip Island for someone to scare someone while they're sleeping. But I'm very glad. I don't know if this is the type of mask Daddy Dan wants us to wear.
Yeah.
But
hey, look, it's a mask. It is a mask. You can wear it all you want. Now, Church, I want to know. I'm getting a little bit older, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I want to know how much I'm allowed to complain.
As much as you want on this show, buddy boy.
A couple of times I've ordered over the past, let's say, lockdown, Uber Eats, and I've ordered McDonald's, and it generally involves maybe a drink or a meal or something like that. Now, I'm getting very annoyed because they keep forgetting to put the straw in. And I've now started to complain to Uber.
You know what's great? You haven't even described what the mask looks like for audio only.
Just leave it on. I'll get there. You've said that it's very, very hot in there, so I just want you to suffer a little bit more.
That's fine. You know what's great about this? It does have a mouth hole. So...
Oh, you can drink. Oh, that's very good. Look, to to our audio-only listeners, let me describe the mask to you.
Look,
He has
sell
some
your kids
eyes.
toys or show them what sex is in the back of a van.
Hey, Turch looks like one of those bonsai giraffes. That's what Turch looks like.
You know where I got this
you got
from? I've had this for a while, but it was at my parents' house, right?
Yeah.
And my mum brings it down because she's like, I found this in your room behind a bunch of shit she moved around. Do you still want it? And I was like, absolutely, because all I'm going to do is scare Dweezil with it.
What? Wait, how old were you when you got this mask?
This was only about 2 years ago. Because,
Okay.
I'll tell you why. This was the year that Jess and I bought the house.
Wait, do you still have a room at your parents' house?
Well, it just, it's still... Mum just calls it my room.
Yeah.
She's
Did she do a tidy? Or is she still secretly hoping that you're going to move back in?
Yeah, I think it's the second one.
Yeah.
But yeah, she just dumps shit in there. You know how it is.
Oh, it's the dumping room.
Say, yeah, but Jess and I, the year we bought the house, yeah, Jess and I were just like, oh, we'll just buy each other like $10 cheap, crappy gifts. So at least we got something to open on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
And I bought Jess the, what's it called, the pendulum swinging drinking bird.
Yeah.
And I got this.
Which is a great bird.
So, for me, that was probably the most successful Christmas exchange in the history of Christmas exchanges.
It's a very good,
I'm taking it
well
off
done,
now
Jess.
because I feel like I'm going to die of sweat. Woo! Fucking hell.
Hey, I once got someone an ice cream scoop for, those really crappy Christmas gifts.
Mm.
And they bloody yelled at me for getting them an ice cream scoop. And I was like, but it's meant to be a crappy gift. At least you can use the ice cream
that's right.
scoop. I was thinking in practical terms.
My dad did we do a crappy...
I'll get you an ice cream scoop for Christmas.
We do a crappy Christmas gift as well every Christmas with my dad's side. And one year, my dad's like, oh, I know which one I'm going to take. I'm going to take that one there. It was like a round thing. It was a bit soft, And Dad goes, I bet you that's a pack of pasta. I bet you that's a pack of spaghetti. How can you go wrong? I'm going to pick up the pack of spaghetti. No worries at all. Anyway, so excited. It was his turn. He picked up the thing. He unwrapped it, and it was a rolling pin in like a soft, plastic packaging. And my mum just put her hands like this on her face and goes, I bought that one. That was the gift you put in. Into the pile of things. So my mum bought it on Dad's behalf, put it in there, thinking, yeah, all good. And Dad's like, fucking pack of spaghetti. Me, the Italiano. That's what I'm taking. Fantastic. And then the year after that, we did it at my...
And your mum's probably thinking, oh, my nephew's there. He's moved out. He probably doesn't have a rolling pin. Yeah. I'll put in a rolling pin,
That'd be good. Or someone will swap it around, all good. And then a year after that, we had to buy a $5 gift, but it had to be starting with the letter of your first name. So, being Anthony, I bought $5 worth of anchovies. And Jess bought $5 worth of jelly. Pretty funny, something tangible, usable, I guess. Anyway, but you could also swap the gifts. It's like the Secret Santas where you can you pick one off the table. And if you're the one that goes next,
you could steal. You could do the steal.
Yeah, you could steal it. Anyway, my dad's brother got it, and he's like, "Oh, anchovies, disgusting." And my other uncle, who had 2 shots after him, took the anchovies off my uncle because he's like, "I love anchovies. This is great." And then my dad goes, "No," and takes the anchovies off my uncle. So this anchovy had been moved around twice. And then Dad goes, look at this, Anthony. I got the anchovies. I go, Dad, I bought those.
Your dad seems to be very good at getting gifts that you guys buy.
He's great. I love my dad, but he's an absolute fool after about 8 beers. And nothing was funnier than watching my dad, who had drank about 12 beers in 3 hours, playing beer pong with my little cousin who's like 18, and she's like playing beer pong. So she's playing beer pong, throwing the balls, and only drinking when, you know, the ball goes in the cup. And my dad throwing a beer pong and going, huh?
Mental note, putting beer pong down for Bucks night.
Oh, yeah, we can do a bit of that.
Beer pong. No, you get no say in any of this.
My dad will love it because he just will drink because he's got a beer in his hand. And he's like, oh, I'm going to drink this too. Can't go wrong.
Oh, no. Oh, bloody brilliant.
I got another rant. You want to hear something fun? I'm going to rant about Chubby Checker.
Chubby,
do you know who
what
Chubby Checker is? Okay, he's like this guy. He's had a music career for like 60 years, like 70 years or something. So since the 1960s. He's still alive, he's still doing stuff. And the song that he's most famous for, or apparently according to Wikipedia, he was widely known for popularizing the popular dance styles in the 60s and 70s, right? And he's most famous for the twist, the dance, the twist.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I know the guy.
In June 1960, he released a song called "The Twist." Let's twist. The song "The Twist."
Oh, come on, sing it for us, Church.
Come on, baby, let's do the twist. You know, with that sort of and great, and everyone loved it. All good. I'm like, it's a good song. All good. I understand. And then he didn't really have any other hits for a while, despite releasing a bunch. And then in June 1961, basically to the day, he released another song and went, fuck it, I need to get popular again. What did he release? Let's twist again, like we did So this guy is not only a one-hit...
Yeah, but it's like Hollywood. Repeat the formula if it's successful.
It's super successful. And then he's like, fuck it, I can't... And again, he had no other hits. And then in October 1962, he released another song. And I'm like, great. And he's like, I can't do, let's do the twist the third time. You know, there'd be no way I'd get away with that. So what does he release? Yeah. Do you know the Limbo song? Da 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 da. He thinks to himself, I could just record that. And he does. He records one verse and sings it 3 times, and that's the song. And that is meant to be one of the... So basically, he did the twist again, and the Limbo. Do you know what this man is? He is the 1960s version of Soulja Boy. That's what just happened.
What's Soulja Boy up to? Is Soulja Boy released something again?
Okay, Soulja Boy's great, because he's had, he had... the Superman That Ho, great song, one of the greatest songs ever, and a few other things. Then
that's a very big claim. One of the greatest songs ever.
It's a great dance song. Gets me up every time. It's awesome. It's got a great dance. I highly recommend it. Then recently, or the last 2 years or so, he decided that he's going to become an entrepreneur. And what he's going to do is he's going to make his own video game console.
Ooh. Okay. He's going to get eaten alive.
So what? Yeah. So what he did was he bought from China video gaming units that just have emulators on them, and was putting it up on his website saying, "Hey, my video game console has 250, 300 games, and it'll play games like Mario. It'll play games like Pokemon. It'll play all these games." And all he did was grab an existing product off Amazon, which was like $40 American, and selling it on his website for like $300 at 50% off on launch day. And then he released a handheld version, and it's basically like a Game Boy, and he didn't call it the Soulja Boy.
He didn't!
He didn't! At all.
Wasted
Anyway,
opportunity.
A month down the line, Nintendo sent him a cease and desist because it's illegal. Now I think he's actually went to prison for a bit because of all these copyrighty type things. So that's what Soulja Boy's doing now.
Well, good for him. Yeah, I mean, you've got to try these things, I guess.
Oh, you got to.
And It just sounded like that was all of Nintendo.
Yeah, well, Nintendo's really, really particular about their IP, which makes sense. I mean, they've got some of the biggest video gaming and, video gaming, even television franchise in the world with, Mario, Link, all the Pokemon stuff. I mean, that's some of the biggest parts of entertainment.
And Rainbow Road.
Rainbow Road, Mario Kart, buddy boy. It's a big one.
Rainbow Road. I still love the Nintendo 64.
See, I was a PlayStation kid.
Well, are you getting a PS5?
No. I wouldn't. The whole fun of PlayStation for me was getting mates over.
You're a PlayStation Slim.
I'm just not a PlayStation. I'm just not a video game player anymore. Look, games for me were all about the sitting in a room with your mates. Everyone grabs controllers. You're playing like a 2-player game like Tekken, or you're playing Gran Turismo, or you're playing Crash Team Racing, or on the Nintendo stuff, you're playing GoldenEye, or Mario Kart, or whatever it is. Just playing games together, having fun. And I think these newer consoles, they're really focused on either the online experience where you're not really playing with people you just sort of chucked into a game, or you're playing by yourself. And I just don't have the patience anymore to...
Well, video games you've always had to play by yourself.
Yeah, but I don't know, there was some sort of charm to them when you were a kid. It's an exciting world that you're entering, and the games were fun. Whereas now, I don't want to play Grand Theft Auto and play the story. Who wants to play the story missions of Grand Theft Auto or or I've played Fallout 3 and back in the day, and I played it for 2-3 hours, and I just couldn't get into it anymore. Even I played when the PlayStation.
What about Counter-Strike?
Yeah, see, I would love to do that, but playing with people I know, I have even Unreal Tournament. I picked it up on Steam for a bit of fun, and I thought, this would be great. I'll play this,
I can't get over that people actually had to bring their computers. I'd come to your house and actually bring my computer and monitor, and then would Ethernet connect.
Well, that was just because of the lag of the internet back in the day. It's a lot easier to do that.
Oh, that's just. But
I think that
crazy.
camaraderie is just something. Look, I would rather you fellas all come over and we play. Even Cards Against Humanity, I'm sick of that game. But games like Telestrations, or even Werewolf Altogether.
Yeah, Telestrations. I love Telestrations because I'm a terrible drawer.
Yeah, that's the fun of it. It's the fun. But even when we were playing,
which makes the game even better. Because then the next person has to guess my drawing.
Yeah. But even the Jackbox set of games, we were playing them online, it was fun. But when we're all together and we can banter off each other in the room and read, it's just a different experience that you don't get with, playing by yourself or even playing with another person or anything like that. But I think the move to having board games on a console, I would be really interested into doing something like that. I wouldn't mind buying a Nintendo Wii or something. And
I'm going to challenge you to a game of chess.
A chess.
Phillip Island.
All right.
Phillip Island.
Bring a chess board.
We're going to do a game of chess. And I think we need to put a wager on it.
I'm not that great at chess, but I'll put
Neither am I.
I'll put $20. That's a good wager.
$20 deal.
It's a good wager.
Deal, because I figured my chess level, I'm at about a grade 4.
Yeah, I would say.
Because my nephew, who's in grade 4, can beat me. Sometimes.
Yeah.
So, as long as you're not above grade 4, we're fine. I might actually win a challenge for once.
You might actually win the challenge for once. Well, we'll put a wager, $20. $20 is a good wager. It's a good little, that's a 6-pack of beer. How about we do that?
That's not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. It's not bad at all.
I think we've got to make it interesting though. Right? We've got to have rules we've got to drink every 5 minutes.
Okay. Sure.
As the game goes on, we've got to get drunker and drunker and drunker.
Start off with a shot and then drink a beer drink some beer every 5 minutes or so.
Yeah.
That sounds good to me.
That sounds perfect. Now, your birthday's coming up. It is a Saturday, I believe.
It's a Sunday. 22nd.
Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
22nd, 21st. Wow. Damn you, Jess.
Could have just checked on Facebook or just messaged me.
Hey, you should be proud. I messaged her like a month ago going,
Yeah.
is it like the 22nd or 21st? So
Quite welcome to come over. Sunday Arvo, come for some cake. There you go.
Sunday Arvo?
Sunday Arvo, buddy boy. Come over.
I was going to say, is there I don't. Anyway, Sunday Arvo cake. Perfect. Wonderful. Looking forward to it. And you're going to be 29.
I'm
29.
I'm
There
a
we
youngin'
go.
boy. I'm young and boy. My beard's older than you though, so who knows?
You can't. Look, there's a bit of growth there. All right, let's get around to some news.
Yeah, why not? It's been 40 minutes of bullshit. That's great. This is what this show's about.
This is great. Waffle House. You know about Waffle House, right?
Yep, it's a pancake place in America. Waffle House.
Yeah, Waffle House is releasing its first official beer, and it smells just like bacon.
Fantastic. I'm in for that. I'll try that. We should put that on the list of beers to drink for our Phillip Island. Phillip Island's going to be real fucked.
Oh, Phillip Island's going to be amazing.
What do we do? How do we combine the beer tasting with the chess?
Chess.
This is why I'm here. I have all the good ideas. You can learn a thing or two from your younger counterpart here.
Oh, well, you're young, you're fresh, you've got new ideas. You're not stagnant. You're innovative.
All these buzzwords. I'm really turned on, Kieran. This is how I get that chub going.
Finance, tax. Oh, am I getting you hard, Turch?
Oh, buddy boy. Don't make me put my mask on.
Tax season. Waffle House is releasing their first beer. After 60 years in the business, they are now serving a beer that tastes like bacon. The new brew will be called Bacon and Kegs.
Nice. That's a great name.
Yeah.
It's a great name.
It's bacon-infused red ale.
Oh. There's not enough red ales. There really isn't enough red ale. I don't know what they do to make red ales always taste great, but I've never had a red ale that I didn't like.
It's got I agree. I'm trying to think. I don't know the last time I actually had a red ale.
It always has. The last red ale I had was definitely at Mrs. Palmer's. Or actually, no, there was one when we were playing a gig up at Heathcote that had a red ale for a bit, but I don't think it was there when you came up for the Oktoberfest show.
Right. Yeah.
But I think
it would have been Mrs. Palmer's. What do you have for us, Turch?
What do I have here? Oh, I've got so much fun news. I was really happy with myself this week. Do you want to hear about the Pope? What the Pope's been doing, or what? Or how little women know? Your choice.
Oh, let's do both.
Let's do both? Or which one do you want me to start with?
I'll start with the Pope.
All right. So Pope Francis, he has an Instagram. Did you know that?
No way.
Yeah, he does. You should follow him. He's got like 7.2 or 72 million followers, something stupid like that. He's got an account. Very exciting. Very modern.
I feel like every Catholic person should be on the gram now, following him.
Why not?
They should be advertising this at church. At your wedding, right? Oh no, you're not getting married in the Catholic Church, but at the Catholic Church, QR codes.
I'll get my nonna on the gram. No, she's already on the Facebook. She's quality on the Facebook, I'll tell you that much. She just likes everything. It's great. I fucking love it. I love my nonna. So Pope Francis is on that, and his account has been caught liking a model's photo.
Oh.
So
now, do you reckon the Pope actually manages this?
I don't know, but I will send you a link.
Because it's like Dan Andrews, right? He's not managing his Facebook page.
Oh no! And obviously someone else at the Vatican
team
there. Yeah, at the Vatican there is doing it on his behalf, right? That's easy enough. but they liked a model's photo.
Trump is clearly tweeting himself.
Oh yeah, Trump.
No
is
one's
doing
managing
everything.
Trump's Twitter.
He's his own man. Trump does what Trump wants to do, and that's the way it should be. I'm gonna send you a photo on Messenger. Give me 1 second here of what he liked on the gram. Now,
do the kids call it the gram?
I call it the kids on the gram. You know,
or do they just call it the Instagram?
No, they call it the gram. So he followed a model, Nada Grata. She has 2.3 million followers. She is a Twitch partner, so she does Twitch, stuff like live streaming and stuff like that. On her website, she can you can purchase from her twerking videos and nude pictures. And so here you go, Kieran. Just sending you a link right now. My computer's doing very slow. This is to a Twitter thing. You can have a look at that. And you can have a look at the picture. And then you maybe describe the picture of the lady in the picture to us. You getting that one up?
Okay, Pope Francis' Instagram account has been caught liking a model's photo. And
do you want to describe the picture to our listening audience? I'll see if I can get
I'm going to describe the background first.
Okay.
There's what appears to look like lockers. So it looks like it's in a school setting. Right?
Does look like a school setting.
That's maybe a gym, but probably a school setting. Then there's a female. Yeah, there's a female. Could be a teacher. I think possibly a teacher. But I'm talking like a very, I'm not talking like an old teacher that's been there for a very long time. I'm talking, a porn star teacher. A porn star who's decided to become a teacher. And look, she's wearing blonde. The ass is in clear view. She's wearing a mini skirt that's not really hiding anything.
No, you can sort of see on screen.
It's Harry
you
High
can
Pants.
really see what's going on.
Yeah, it's Harry High Pants with a mini skirt, and the mini skirt's pulled up really high. If that makes sense.
Harry High Pants with a mini skirt. I think the what
Right,
you're going for is slutty, slutty schoolgirl.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Let's pretend it's Halloween, and it absolutely is. It's slutty schoolgirl. But the ass is the primary. It's the primary meat.
Well, the model herself has said, it's officially been settled, asses are better than tits. The Pope is a representative of God, and God has spoken. Sorry, I don't make the rules. Which is very, very exciting for all people involved.
Yeah, so so did the person who's managing Pope Francis's Instagram forget to sign out?
Look, I like the fact that, the Pope has actually done this himself, which just means he's definitely lost NoFap November. Which is very exciting. But let's learn about women.
Okay.
Because women are a crazy bunch. Women are a crazy, crazy bunch. And when people do research on women, we find out that they're even more crazier than what we give them credit for. Millions of women
I'm nodding my head,
women don't know where their own vagina is located. That's the headline. Are you ready for some stats? 1/4 of US women don't know where their vagina is. 46% could not point out the cervix on a picture, and 59% suggested a different body part when they're asked to point out the uterus. No. So, the study was done by a university in, I can't remember which, but I think the Scandinavian type country. 2,000 women from the US were surveyed.
Did they compare it to another country?
They didn't. These are just the stats that they got. But amazing, 2,000 people. That's not technically representative, but it's getting there.
That's a good
sample.
That's a good number of.
That's a good sample.
2,000 is a good.
Okay, I got more stats.
It's not
I got more stats. You ready? 63% knew what a period actually was. 63. Wow. That's low. When you have something once a month, you should probably know what it is. And then 13% of the women described menopause as just missing a period.
No.
These are the stats. And then to go continuing on from that train of thought, that women don't know about their own reproductive organs in at all. They asked who they blamed for their lack of knowledge. And they blamed teachers by 36%, their own parents by 28%, and 27% of them said the public school system caused their failure of not understanding their own sexual organs. But
that is
uterus, cervix, vagina. These are like the big three. This is like going to guys. Hey, where's your penis and your testicles and your taint? Like, you should be able to pick them out of a fucking lineup like instantly.
This is just like. This grade 6s know this.
Yes.
I feel like are you smarter than a 5th grader?
Yeah.
Like, let's just do the comparison.
It freaked me out when I read this. I sent it to Jess to go, what the hell's going on? And she's just like, yeah, could you do it? I'm like, yeah, I could absolutely point out. Like, if you gave me a diagram, and then you had to say, put a post-it note with the words on it, put it on the female body, I would absolutely know how to do that. Like,
that is just mind blowing. That they are stats.
They're real stats. I'll send you the article. You can have a read. I'm sure they've got a link to the actual study itself. But these are the stats that they pulled out in the article. Yeah.
Oh, I want to read the study. I've got to do more research, so I could maybe do that next year.
That'd be great. Oh, that would be. I couldn't believe it. I read through it and I'm like, that's just insane. That's like, Look, I understand. Like, maybe you're blaming teachers. Okay, that's fine. Or maybe you're blaming public schools. I mean, 70% were blaming public schools, give or take. But then didn't you? I'm sure you did. You had that discussion with your parents about what bits are, and about sex in general. And they sort of give you a brief description, or maybe they showed you a picture or something like that. And they go, "Hey," I know I did that with my parents. My parents were pretty open about this sort of stuff all the time. But to have no interconnectivity, to have such a disconnect between these, these stats. Like I said, the big one for me was 59%. Couldn't point out where the uterus is, and that's like where the whole sexual process. That's where the baby is incubated for 9 months, and they didn't even know where that part was.
Oh my god!
No,
they won't even know where the tubes are.
Oh, yeah. Put out your fallopian tubes in your your egg sac. Is it the egg sac, or has that got a special name? I can't remember now. But, your fallopian tubes in your...
Health and Human Development. We learn all about that in grade 11 and 12.
Yeah. What's it called? I do know what they're called, and now I can't remember. My mind's just gone completely blank. But I'll think about it like tonight at...
So
ovaries.
In the study,
your ovaries.
Yeah, there we go. Were they... Because there's a difference between, can you remember something off the top of your head versus you've got a diagram and you've got the actual words.
I don't. Well, they said they suggested a different body part when asked about the uterus, and they couldn't point out the cervix, which to me means that they've given them a picture and they just
so they're saying they're giving them the cue, which is where's the cervix?
Yeah,
and you should be able to point. It's not like what's this?
Yeah.
Because when I point to something and what's this, it can be a little bit harder.
Yeah.
To recall.
I remember reading in the article that 63 knew what a period actually was, but they gave them 4 answers. And it's the same for the menopause thing. They gave them 4 answers to choose from. And still, like, that should be a 90 to 99%. I select, what is menopause? You should know. What is a period? Like,
I want to know if
that.
they think they can still have a baby after menopause.
Yeah, that's pretty scary, isn't it?
Like, that's just...
Well, I guess, if you freeze an egg and then, potentially, but that's such a minute, outlier. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Anyway,
talking about schools. School ask parents to stop throwing late students over closed gate. An elementary school in France
never stop.
put up a pair of posters outside their fence with an unusual request for parents. Don't throw late students over the closed gate.
No, definitely do that. Definitely do that.
The text on the sign asks parents not to throw the children and instead wait for the gates to be opened again at 10 a.m. or 3 p.m.
Amazing. You can't make this sort of stuff up. Like, it's one of those things where you just go, people are actually doing, this is like when you see those signs like don't shit on the floor, or, like all those little signs like that, or don't bring your kangaroo into the kitchen. It's like all those little signs you go, someone obviously fucking did this, and they needed a sign now to try and prevent people from doing exactly it's all those really specific things.
Well, I mean, it also raises the question, if you are the parent, do you have the right to throw your kid over a fence?
I think you do. Because as soon as they're over the fence, it's the school's fault problem. My child was injured on school grounds. Sue time.
Yeah. I gotta admit, there's nothing better than dragging a screaming kid into the classroom and your problem, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
There's nothing better than that. Yeah. That is one of the joys of life.
Have you watched the latest or the new Borat film?
I have.
You have? Okay. I haven't watched it, and I'm not really that interested in watching it, but I did read this article. And I thought
think you gotta watch it.
Sorry?
I think you gotta watch it.
Okay.
It's not as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Okay.
My expectations were
pretty low.
Were pretty low because I'm like, how could you do this again? People would know who you are.
Well, anyway, I found this article, and it, for me, I think encapsulates why I haven't watched it yet. But this is actually the funniest article I've read in a very long time. And kudos to the person who wrote this. Let me just get his name. Liel Leibovitz. He wrote this article. And I'm just going to read a part of it because it is the funniest thing I've read in a while. The funniest moment in Sacha Baron Cohen's new movie, Borat's subsequent movie film, came about halfway into the uproarious mockumentary when the intrepid Kazakhstani journalist sat down for an interview with an unsuspecting Colombian university professor. "Can I be changing my gender?" Borat asked, cupping imaginary breasts and pretending to jiggle them. The professor, smiling smugly, launches into a long disquisition about how gender is a fluid construct, a spectrum, along which everyone is free to place themselves at will. "Very nice," Borat replies. "I like, so I can be black woman with big muskmelons." "Well," the professor replies, "no," visibly uncomfortable. He explains to the Borat that race is a fixed essence, and that one cannot simply decide to identify as belonging to a different group of people than the one that was assigned to him by his DNA. "Why not?" Borat asked, pulling out a DNA analysis he'd done earlier in the film. "I do this report that says I am 36% Gypsy and 24% from Africa. Wowee!" The professor cringes. And then right there, the whole lunacy that's inflamed so many of our being peasants embodied in this idiotic idea that gender is literally encoded into our very cell is a fiction but race, but a demonstrably and empirically porous product of the 19th century pseudoscience is fixed, is exposed, revealing to us just how far gone in loony pick and choose essentialism we are in our self-proclaimed intellect and moral betters. Not! Baron Cohen, of course, conducted no such interview. Instead, he unleashed his Borat film of America's real villains, of a gaggle of poor, working-class dudes whose livelihoods were lost to the pandemic. A Hollywood multi-millionaire, raising on guys earning $36,000 a year and are struggling to survive. This is what passes for subversive comedy these days. To hear Baron Cohen tell all, these rubes had it coming. But because these rubes, you see, are racist. I think, as an article showing the hypocrisy of the Borat character, of what it could be and what it actually has become, that for me just encapsulates it all. It's so funny. The first time I read it, I lost it. I was like, this is the best article about the film you could ever write.
I still think you got to watch it.
I'll watch it. I'll put it on the list. It's my birthday this week. I'll watch a film I don't want to watch.
Yeah, you got to watch it. You've got to watch it. I mean, full report next week, Turch. Okay. Essay is going to be needed. You're going to have to hand that in.
I just want to hand him what that guy wrote. I know it's plagiarism, but it's so right. It's so good. But can you imagine, though, he walk in, very nice, black woman. Oh, so good. So good.
I love that he just... There's a thing where... There's a part in the movie where his daughter has eaten like a baby, like a plastic baby.
Okay.
And they're one of those like Christian, no, we don't believe in abortions.
Yeah.
And he's like, but I want to get the baby out. Like, it's just hilarious. I just think it's great how he pokes at those different things.
You need to.
Very funny.
You need to be able to laugh. Like, we've talked about this before, but you need to be able to laugh at those sort of things and push the boundaries and not... but this is the same guy that was coming out saying that we need to stop, like, guys like Alex Jones on the radio and and other people in that sort of way. And it's like, well, without the ability to do that, your job is out. Like, there's no point of, because you would not be able to do characters like Borat or the movie The Dictator that he did, or Ali G back in the day, because people will get offended, or people will this. It's unsafe, it's unsavory, but that's the point. And whether you consider Alex Jones news or not, that's up to interpretation. Because I just see him as possibly the most entertaining person in the history. He's done 25 years of...
He is so entertaining. And do you know what? The thing about Alex Jones is, the more I'm learning about him...
You see how I brought it back? See how I brought it back from the start of the episode?
Yeah,
this is professional level of comedy right here.
Is just how he's made some of these amazing predictions.
Yeah.
And they're, like, true.
You know what? If you had a spectrum of all his predictions... Look, some of them are completely wrong, like the whole Sandy Hook bullshit and all that sort of stuff. Whatever, that's fine. But on the other hand, 100% right. You can't, I saw even a breakdown when he was saying the chemicals are turning the frogs gay. Well, yeah, it was for making a percentage of them have sort of both parts and not work properly. So not that it were really turning gay, but it's that exaggeration that catches your eye. If someone said, there's some chemicals in the water that has some minor effect to frogs that could turn them into asexual and not want to reproduce with the female, you go, who cares? But if someone comes on the show and goes, they're turning the frogs gay, that's when you go, that's what I want, Like my dad and I talk about, I'm sure all guys talk like this. They talk like big, giant things that are so outrageous. And I'm sure you do it with your dad. Like, I was talking to my dad when we went over for dinner last week, and we're doing these big generalizations that are almost comedic in value. And my brother's friend, who's not his girlfriend, but his friend that's a girl, was over and just like, yeah, but that's, but that's wrong. Like, you know, and I'm like, yeah, I know it's wrong, but it's the messages that we're conveying to each other in those big generalization, bullshitty type statements. That's what makes it funny. And that's what makes it fun.
That's what makes it very funny.
It's very funny, you know. Yeah, you can't.
Yeah.
I think I was trying to explain this to Alice once.
Nurse on call.
Nurse on call. You know, we were talking, and I said, "Okay, let me tell you this. Okay, if I say most women can't read a map, she goes, yeah, but you know, oh yeah, well I could read a map." And I go, well, now it's not funny because every girl in the audience is just going to think that she's the one. Oh, I can do it, so it's okay. But if I go, oh, no, all women can't read maps, and all the women in the audience get angry because they think they're the special one, and all the guys just go, that's pretty funny. And suddenly you have a joke. But if you just said, you know, like 70% of women are bad at reading maps. You know,
my favorite joke was I think it was I can't remember the comedian, but he went over to the troops in like the Iraqi war. You know, so it's mainly there's like what 1 million American troops and like 30,000 Australians.
Yeah, something like that.
And he gets up on stage, you know, to entertain the troops, and he's like, I'd like to thank all the Americans for supporting Australians' war on terror.
That's funny.
That is hilarious. First joke opening, and he's lost the Americans, and the Australians are in stitches.
100% in. 100% in. You know, it's the, you know, the intent was always to make things. It's like watching Jimmy Carr. Like, his jokes are they're outrageous, but that's why they're funny. Because if they weren't outrageous, they would just be mundane situations. You know, and there's never been a time in history where a sitcom situation was real or real enough to be like that. That was, you know, there's just no way in hell. There's just no way. Like, it's meant to be. There's some semblance of reality.
George from Seinfeld is pretty real for some people.
Absolutely, but to have a consistent life that insane the whole time, like, you know, no one is Kramer apart from you. Nobody is Kramer.
Yes. Anyway, that's awesome. I'll take Kramer.
I'm definitely the cherry in this situation for sure.
Hey, go get Elaine.
She's busy with Dweez. I think that's enough. We've been gone for now we're an 7. It's pretty good. Anyway, Kieran, thank you so much for it. Despite the fact that you came late, pulled off a good show. I like to think anyway.
Thank you.
No worries.
Thank you. And if you would like to send us some hate mail, a death threat, or a rant, record it on your phone and send it to weonlydoonetakepodcast@gmail.com. You can also find us on Twitter, Facebook, the Gram, also known as the Instagram. Where else can they find us, Church?
SoundCloud, Spotify, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook.
There you go. And we will see you. Oh, and if you got a rant, did I say that part?
Yeah, we can say it again.
Record it on your phone. Oh, I think I said the death threat part.
Yeah.
But if you've got a rant, record it on your phone. Please send us a rant.
Absolutely.
We'd like to send out some rants.
Absolutely.
On this podcast.
Absolutely.
Send it to weonlydoonetakepodcast@gmail.com, and we will see you next Thursday.
Nearly got the timing right.